Yeah, so today we will be going through the top defenders in FPL. So the idea is to plan better, be wiser, and beat everyone and or your teammates in those mini leagues. So the first defender that we have is Trent Alexander-Arnold. The expected points in game week 1 is 6.4. The first 7 game weeks are Fulham, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton, and Wolves. So as you can see, Trent Alexander-Arnold TAA in the previous seasons. So in 2021-22, he had 208 points. In 2020-21, he had 160 points. 2019-20, he had 210 points. 2018-19, he had 185 points. So it seems like the last 4 years he has had an average of about 160, 170 points per season. And at a price of 7.5 million, that's a great value addition for any side. The expected points for the first 4 game weeks are about 25.5 points. The first 4 game weeks are Fulham, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and Bournemouth. So he's the best defender according to the predicted points for the first few game weeks. The second is Robertson from Liverpool. The expected points in game week 1 is 5.4. The first 7 game weeks are similar to that of TAA, which is Fulham, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton, and Wolves. And as you can see in the last 4 seasons, Robertson has been as consistent as TAA. As a matter of fact, in the last towards the second half of the last season, he was even more consistent than TAA. His average points for the last 4 seasons are 186, 161, 181, and 213. So yeah, the average point per season is about 180, 185 for Robertson for the past 4 years. Based on that, if you can calculate, if you can expect him to have 180 points at a price of 7 million, that would be a great bargain. Uh, the expected points per in the first 4 game weeks are 22.2. So the points for expected points for Fulham, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, and Bournemouth is 22.2. We'll move on to the next one, Cancelo. Cancelo is again priced at 7 million, and the first 7 game week fixtures are West Ham United, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and Tottenham. We have data for the past 3 years for Cancelo. Past year he scored 201 points. Before that he scored 138 points, and before in the 2019-20 season he scored just 45 points. So a quick addition, and his average for the past 3 seasons is 130 points. But based on his last season's performance and the recent, he has been given number 7 jersey for Manchester City, and his expected points for the game week 1 is 5.1, and expected points for the first 4 game weeks are 22.1, with the 4 fixtures being West Ham United, Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace. So Trent expected points for the first 4 game weeks is 25.5, Robertson is 22.2, and Cancelo is 22.1. The next defender is James from Chelsea. His expected points in game week 1 is 5.4. His first 7 game weeks are Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham United, Fulham. Uh, his previous 3 seasons, he has garnered 141 points, 112 points, and 61 points, with an average of about 130 points per season. He was injured for a part of the season last year, and he's expected to be the top fourth scorer in the first 4 game weeks at least, as far as defenders are concerned. His expected points in game week 1 is 5.4. Uh, and his expected points in the first four game weeks are 20.9, which is Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, and Leicester City. And the last defender that we have, the fifth from the top, is Chilwell, Ben Chilwell. His expected points in game week 1 is 5.6. His first seven game weeks are Everton, Tottenham, Leeds, Leicester, Southampton, West Ham United, Fulham, similar to that of James. Expected points for the first four game weeks are 21.9. That's about more than an average of 5 points per game week. If you see his game week history, last season he was injured for a majority of the last season, but the one before that he scored 139 points. And in the last two seasons, that is 2018-19 and 19-20, he scored 118 and 114 points. So if you disregard the last year, his average is 120 points per season at a price of 6 million. Is again expected to score 5.6 points in the first game week. So, in a summary, if you go big at the back with five top defenders, which is TAA, Robertson, Cancelo, James, and Chilwell, you're expected to get 27.9 points in the first game week at a cost of 33.5 million, and points per million is 0.08 per million, which is a healthy return. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next stream.